Yeah, and then I think Dustin was second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you blinded Renata?
Yeah, we blinded Kaisa, Renata.
Shen was first.
Oh no, it was Kaisa and then Shen and I think Rumble or something, and then we picked Renata.
Did you know it was Shen support?
I thought so. Well, so
yeah.
I thought it was Shen, and then Lux got picked last, and I got a little worried, but he banned Blitzcrank.
Okay. So why did you like Renata here? Or why? Because you
Well,
were
I know her.
essentially... Yeah. Go ahead.
I know her to be. Her strengths are meant to be an effective disengager. She can punish an aggressive, like melee, like a support in laning. So
Right.
that's like fine there. It works out, and
Right.
honestly, I like the skin too.
Okay. So those are true about Renata, but you were essentially blinding it, right? You didn't know if Shen was going to be bot or not.
Not really.
So
I mean, like I was like probably just because of the ban, but it was blind.
right, but they can always like switch around too, and that'll mess with like the order of their bans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that you weren't sure it was Shen bot. They could have put Shen top and then picked a support to counter you, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think counters Renata? You said Lux? You were afraid?
Yeah, long range poke is very painful.
Mm-hmm. Blitz is painful. What else?
I feel like there's a lot that's very painful.
Yeah.
Like a lot of enchanters can be, I believe, just because range and like damage and stuff. Just because Renata's not very effective in lane.
Right. So there are champions that scale harder than Renata. She gets beaten by a fair amount of the roster. So for that reason, I don't think she's a great blind. Just because okay, every time I pick Renata in comp, it's always in response. Like it's like R5. So like, what needs to happen? You said you need to like. Okay, is Renata good into like Zed? Or like Zed or Kane, Assassins, Kiana?
Yes.
How does Renata do? Dustin, you agree?
Well.
Yeah, I would say yeah, on the side of better.
Okay. So like, how do I put this? Would you? Does Renata do well in front to back team comps? So team comps that must come into her.
Yes.
Are we sure? You guys seem okay. So Josh thinks yes. Dustin, you agree? So like, let me do this. What if the team comp is like?
Well, I think it's like, if it's like I don't know, like multiple auto attackers is ideal. So like Master Yi, the ADC, maybe like a bruiser.
Okay, let's do this. Say you have, I don't know. What else?
Well, I think you said it earlier, Dustin, is like Renata shines the most in like teams that want to engage because she has a strong disengage kit, right? So it's like teams that, have hard engage regardless of auto attack or not.
Right.
I want to come into you. Assassins.
Take a look here. Do you think Renata's good into these three as a core?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Josh thinks yes. Dustin, you think yes. Why?
Because so Leona, Wukong very much want to get onto you, and Renata is able to punish both Wukong and Jinx as well if she lands the ultimate on them and keeps people alive, heals both the tank and the Wukong off.
Yep. All valid, right? Yeah, so like this would be a good Renata angle. But like think about like okay, I'm gonna do another sort of comparison here. This, maybe like this. Maybe not that, maybe like this. Okay, would you rather play Renata into the comp on the right or the left?
The left.
Okay, what about the right makes it hard to play Renata?
Well, one thing is that they, just in terms of her ultimate, because her ultimate's one of like the biggest, I feel like pieces of her power budget.
Mm-hmm.
They can counter it pretty easily in terms of
How?
mobility.
Yeah, right. So mobility counters Renata. Renata likes it if people are forced to come into her, and Renata likes it if people actually fight them. So like this Fiora pick over here, for example, doesn't really incentivize a 5v5 playstyle. It's more like a split. And Renata's pretty, like, Renata comps are kind of bad at dealing with split. So let me pull up this. Say your, okay. Say your red side. Do you guys still see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And say this is you guys, and you're setting up for the dragon. Okay. And let's see, you guys will probably be like this, and your top is here, and your mid is here, right?
Sure.
They're posturing here. And then say we have that team comp on the left, if you guys remember. So it's like the
like
Wukong, the Leo, the
Leon.
Jinx. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So how do these guys want to play the fight? You guys said like front to back, right? Which is correct. Like they're gonna play with their pretty much like this, right? Like this is pretty common. ADC is here. This is Jinx, and they're just kind of inch into this pit like this, right?
Yeah.
And then if you're the Renata, you're really happy with this because once the Wukong, say the Wukong jumps in like this with his ult, you just cast R and it hits the entirety of the river. Makes it really hard for blue side to fight. So that's a really comfortable position for Renata to be in because her ult can control one corridor very well. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the comp on the right, if you guys remember, it was like Zed. It was, what was it? Fiora.
And
Lilia, right? So, their setup is a little bit different. If I'm the Zed, I'm not going to be just standing in the river. I'm going to be probably somewhere over here, right? Then if I'm the Lilia, I'm probably here. If I'm the Fiora, I'm probably like this, and I can queue over the wall like this. So now all of a sudden your job becomes harder because you can choose to ult into this corridor here, like this, but you still have the flankers that will go in after your ult is over. That make sense? So in this case, you can kind of think of Renata as the trump card, right? You would only play it if you know that this scenario probably won't happen, right? You would play it if you know that their comp is locked into this sort of like everyone group in river and meatball it. Make sense? So picking Renata this early can be countered compositionally in the way that you mentioned, right, which is long range. So what if we have a comp where it's like a really classic one, like that, right? This is really hard to play because now they don't even have to be on the same screen as you. They'll outrange you, and you'll never get value out of your ult because they never have to come into you. That's a really bad scenario. This one may be a little bit better, right? There's ways you can play this, but it's pretty choking to play against Zoe Ezreal. So if we look at the game,
that draft gives me pain when I look at it.
Yes. So so the first thing is like your pick could have been exploited a lot harder, and it will in comp. That's one thing. That's why you don't see Renata blinded very often, unless their comp is sort of locked into a line, right? Now I actually don't think your champ is bad here. Like, okay, Renata's kind of a problem, but like Jarvan fits that description, Rumble fits that description, and Shen fits that description. So like these four want to run into you, right? So like you get like a decent amount of value there, and then also in lane, like Renata's going to beat Shen 10 times out of 10, right? You outrange him, you can get him off you. He doesn't have any engage tools if you have Q up. Like it's hard for him to play. So yeah, and then the Kaisa pick is whatever. You just blinded Kai'Sa. That's a common opening. I don't really have a problem with it. I will say, like, okay, like how does blue side want to play team fights? How does your comp interact with theirs?
Like counter engage front to back.
Counter engage front to back. Who outranges who?
Because, they outrange.
They outrange you guys, right? So who kind of needs to find angles first?
Like
Rek'Sai Nar.
Rek'Sai Nar, right? Well, you like blue side. The onus is on them to find an angle because of the fact that you guys are outranged. If you don't make anything happen, you'll just get chunked. You'll just get controlled by these two, right? So in fights, you guys are shorter range, which means you guys have to pull the trigger, right? So your Kai'Sa, you're looking for your Sylas, Nar, Rek'Sai to pull the trigger on someone, and then you're gonna go in, right? And you guys are a little bit weaker in terms of like meatballing, right? Like these guys are strong meatballers, whereas these guys have to kind of pick someone else, look for skirmishes earlier in the game where it's like 3v3, because Sylas, Rek'Sai are really good skirmishers but not good meatballers. Okay. So what do I want to see out of this lane? So when I look at this lane, do you guys get the push or no?
No.
You guys don't get the push. Dusty, you agree?
Yeah.
You agree with them, or you think you do get the push?
I mean, like we have the power to to get the push.
Okay. Why? What allows you guys to get the push?
Because I feel like we just because so at least level 1 we have the range, we have the power to step up.
Yeah. So like, okay, in a vacuum. Go ahead. What did you say?
I was gonna say, and we could use that to like dictate lane and ideally get an advantage earlier in the lane state.
Right.
And
absolutely, I agree. So like the reason I think you guys get prio is primarily because of the support matchup. Because in a vacuum, Josh, if you're thinking about like Kai'Sa versus Ashe, you're weaker than Ashe level 1, right? But Dusty is a lot stronger than Shen level 1. So what Dusty's going to do is like 10 times out of 10, the Renata gets control of this bush. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
And so if the support is in this bush, their enemy ADC has to play really, really far away because they basically have to assume that the Renata is at the edge of the bush at all times, right? So Renata's effective range pushes Ashe into this pocket right here. You guys see it?
Yeah.
So, and the reason is really just range discrepancy, right? Like if Dusty has hands, he should be able to space the Shen E every single day of the week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like, I don't know if that actually happens,
Like,
but
just
like,
because I know what happens in the game, but I feel like ideally, if both sides play perfectly, I feel like I can't CS at all without taking abuse from Ashe, right? And then
well, it's more we'll see, because part of this guy's job, Dusty's job, is to take enough space to where Kai'Sa can't find favorable trades on you. So what do I mean by that? Let's watch the first like minute or so. Let's see what you guys do. So I think you guys.
It's not great.
Crazy one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is happening.
I took. Oh god.
All right. Okay, and the game is hard to play.
Yo. Half HP, no health pot.
Okay.
Walking the lane.
I started Q.
Where should what sides do you guys want to be in? Like who?
What's up?
So split the lane into half lengthwise. Who should be on which side?
I want to be on
the right.
Okay, and Dusty. Okay, yeah, really standard opening here.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to see is Dusty instantly takes this bush. You guys are first to lane. There's no reason you shouldn't take this bush. Because watch. When you're out here, Ashe knows exactly where to play, right? She can play at the very edge of your range, which is basically behind this caster, right? There's no guesswork for the Ashe, right? So in that sense.
Oh yeah. Well, I do have a question.
Go ahead. What's up?
Into something like Ashe with her W, or like even like just like let's say there was a different support that has like poke abilities.
Like, give me an example.
Let's just say like Karma, like she has
Okay.
her Q to like throw out.
Okay.
Wouldn't taking the bush like open you up to a lot of harass, like
Well,
just like
yeah. So like versus Karma, right? Like Karma. Well, here's the thing. Karma's probably gonna throw regular Qs into this bush if you're in it. Maybe. Actually, probably not. At a really high level, probably not. So here's why. So okay, say you sit in this bush, Karma comes over here, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're really good, what you'll do is you'll sit right at the edge over here. Do you see my cursor?
No.
Okay.
But I know what you're talking about.
Like right
Like
at
are we
these like orange.
next to the rock?
Yeah, basically at
to
the
flowers.
very edge of the bush. And what'll happen is bad karmas will queue into the bush blindly. They'll probably aim at the center and they'll miss you. Now, what's karma Q cooldown?
6 or 8 seconds?
8 seconds, I think. Yeah, they might have changed it, but like because you stood here, karma and like bad karmas will chuck the Q into the middle of the bush and they miss it. For the next 8 seconds, you own the lane. You absolutely just own it. But you can even like walk into this third bush and look for an auto E trade as the Renata, because of the fact that Karma is basically a cannon minion once she misses Q level 1. So this concept of playing around vital cooldowns and baiting them out is a really fundamental concept of bot lane. It's really important for you, Dusty, because that's how you play like these like Star Wars matchups, basically, where you're like poking each other. Now, of course, that's against Karma, which is like one of the most lane dominant supports level 1. Like think about like if you stand in a way where you, like she hucks Mantra Q in and you don't get hit, that's a 40-second cooldown, right? So it's a big deal. So what I mean, or what I said earlier was like good karmas actually won't just blindly throw Qs in here, right? What they'll do is they'll wait for the Q to be guaranteed. So they'll wait for you to walk out next to this minion, hit the minion, or they'll just look for your ADC, right? But they'll never past like masters. They won't huck Qs in here. So now in this case, it's not a karma, it's a Shen, right? And Shen has substantially lower level 1 pressure. So what I want to see from you is you just walk in here, and every time Shen walks out of this bush, you hit him with an auto. And every time Shen tries to like you basically auto E him, but you're never throwing E's blindly into this bush. Because once you throw an E blindly into this bush, suddenly Shen can just walk in here and he might take like an auto or two, but he'll exhibit like Josh will have to play differently if Shen's in here. Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
Right. So if you can get it, always take this middle bush. It's probably the most powerful position for you. Like it's like hands down, right? So again, going back to the beginning of the game, right? The fact that you're standing on Josh in the open means that Ash knows exactly how to play. And then look at Josh. Like Josh is in Narnia. Josh should be in line with the casters, so to the left of you, and you should be in this bush, right? Exhibiting pressure. Because then if you're in that bush, like, okay, wait, Josh, why are you so far back? What are you afraid of?
I just have HP with no health pot, so I'm just trying not to take W poke.
Right. So okay, well, what do you want to do? You want to like you probably want to base eventually, right?
Yeah.
The way to do that is actually to get the push now, crash waves, and then get your base off. Because you're uncomfortable, which I know, right? Yeah. But you shouldn't play passively just because you're at this deficit, right? The actual like the better idea is to actually play aggressively so that you can shore up this weakness, right? So like this is like that saying, like the best defense is like an offense or something like that. But yeah, so your positions need to be fixed. Because do you remember the conversation I had about like tethering outside of Ash's range? Yeah, same conversation, right? You're like you're basically twice her range right now. So like look at the respect she's giving you for like no reason. Like if this guy is challenger, he'll play like right here next to his casters, right? Yeah. So if that's the case and he plays next to his casters, Dusty moves into this middle bush. Suddenly Dusty is exerting a lot of pressure, and then Ash has to play up here. Now in this case, this Ash is already playing back, even though you're not exerting pressure, which is weird. But I'm saying like a better Ash will play up, and you moving into this bush will produce this outcome that is happening right now because he's bad. But it will produce this outcome. So yeah, so like you should think about like, okay, what does my ADC want? My ADC is chunked, has no pots. He probably wants to base. So what we can do is just push this wave and slam the next and crash on 2 and get a reset off. Or maybe we can even look for 3. Personally, I think 2 is easier. Just because it opens you up to less jungle pressure. But anyway, yeah, so I want to see Dusty in that bush, right? There's no reason you guys shouldn't get the push here. Because 1, you're like, the 2 of you combined are stronger level 1. And 2, you guys get to lane earlier. Getting to lane earlier should pretty much always get you the push, assuming like all else being equal. Make sense?
Yeah.
So like what I don't want to see is somehow the Shen gets to lane 30 seconds late and they still get the push. So see, like, yeah, so Dusty has the right idea now. Look what they have to play basically. Like Ashe can't move past this third or the second caster creep right here because you'll just be in E range, right? And I actually think you.
I do not have E.
Wait, what? Oh,
because
of
I
level
took
1.
Q for the level.
Hey, okay.
I thought that things were happening. I thought something good was happening, but something good was not happening.
It's solo Q.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it doesn't like your E is like obviously the stronger trading tool, but it's actually fine
Yeah.
because like you could. Okay, like this is a question for Dusty, so Josh, don't say anything. What minion is gonna die next?
Oh god.
Your minion, your minions.
Cannon. The one like right next to me.
This one?
The like yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Something weird could happen and aggro could swap, but right now it looks like this one's gonna die first, right? So that being the case, what I want to see from you is you recognize that this minion is the one Ashe is going for, or will go for. And then when it's about to die, you walk up out of the bush. You peep out. So watch. This is Ashe vision.
Yeah.
Okay, it died. She didn't walk up. So now what's the next one?
The one up front, I'd say. Cannon.
This
I mean
this melee?
the melee. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want to see you do is, well, you could actually take this third bush uncontested right now. You see that? Now why?
Isn't that kind of scary? Like very scary for me though.
Well, okay. Like, what is their response? Do you think if you take the third bush? Like, what do you think they'll do?
So in my head, either like so Ashe like just W's the entire bush for poke, or Shen like maybe they put a ward in there and then he taunts me.
Right. So like
they step up.
Right. So let's break that down. So Ashe W's in the bush. That means your ADC gets the push because Ashe is not using abilities on the wave and your Kai'Sa is, which is good.
Okay.
Now, second option, Shen comes over here, walks over to like this rock over here, wards the bush and then taunts you. That's bad, right? But you should never be in that position after he's moved. Like you walk into the bush, he starts walking towards you, you start walking back to the second bush. You make him push you out.
Okay.
Now, what's the benefit of that? Well, it gives this guy more room to breathe, right? Because this guy is having to be cognizant of Shen, right? But if you walk here, they feel pressured. They have to expend resources, which is like time, abilities, to push you out, which means your ADC has room to breathe and get the push, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So another thing is this concept of tethering, right? Like, does the Ashe feel pressure from you right now going for this minion?
No,
right? Even if you were to stand at the very edge of the bush, she still doesn't feel pressure. She can CS this safely. Now, if you're standing at the edge of this bush, now she feels pressure, right? So what'll happen, like most likely, is that they'll both just back off to their turret and seed level 2, right? Because additionally, you have Q here, right? Like if they ever start walking at you, all you have to do is huck a Q, smack them together, and then like that's still winning. That's a really good trade for you, right? So you moving into this bush forces them to make a decision. Either push you out or seed entirely. If they choose to push you out, you get the wave regardless. If they choose to seed entirely, you get the wave regardless. So that's kind of you leveraging your champion's range over them level 1. That's how you do it. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So like
I see what you did there. Leverage like Okay, never mind. It's a joke.
So
You know her Q.
I think it's called handshake.
Oh wait, what isn't one of them called leverage?
Oh, her
No,
passive.
yeah, her passive.
Okay, yeah. Nice. A plus.
Okay, we can move on now.
Alright. So here's the deal. Because you didn't do that, you guys lose a push. Okay, this guy's spacing. Okay, wait, yeah, this is exactly what I said would happen, right? The fact that you didn't put enough pressure on Ashe means that this Shen can just do whatever he wants. Now, obviously, your ADC should get hit here. I don't know how he gets hit. Let me watch it again.
I thought he was gonna. It threw me off because
Ay.
I didn't think he was gonna run at me level 1.
Ay.
Because they're not even hit. They're like 3 minions off of 2, and I was
They're
expecting him
not.
to go
They're
that
actually
They
very
are.
close. They're closer than you
It's no
guys.
Shen is way further too, because
Oh,
Ashe
because he was
took
late?
solo XP. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's what
so...
threw me off a little bit.
Okay. That kind of leads me to my second point, which is when you guys are in winning positions, you have to think about the way you could lose that position. So I like based on my experience, my knowledge, I would say you guys 100% should get the push in this lane every single time, except for when the ADC gets taunted and they make a triangle on him. Now, Dusty, are you familiar with the triangle concept?
Like positioning wise?
Like the sort of. So I'll send you a video. I think I went over it with Josh, but not you, right? Josh, I went over it with you.
I
Yeah,
might
yeah,
have seen like Reddit posts
It's
regarding.
like that Core JJ video with the triangle in it.
I did not watch that video.
Okay, I will send it to
Someone
you.
might have ripped it off.
But basically, the idea is that when both of their bot laners can hit your bot laner,
Oh yeah,
it's bad.
I know.
So what's gonna okay? Why is this bad? Shen's gonna taunt. What is Ashe gonna do? Gonna move up.
Yeah.
And now you guys are fucking triangles, right? They both can hit the Kaisa, whereas you guys can't really hit the Ashe together. And then Ashe gets to, so you guys probably what? You die here? Oh my god, you don't die here. Wait, what?
No.
Does Ashe have
I
Flash
ran
Ghost?
cleanse. She does.
Ay.
I just cleansed early and just walked away.
You get taunted here, Ashe immediately pops Ghost and runs you down, burns your Flash. But I don't know, this guy is not on the same planet. Yeah. Okay, so this happens, cool. Okay.
I can feel him thinking.
Did you guys know Jarvan was gonna be... Okay, let's talk about Jarvan
No,
for
we
a
did
sec.
not.
You didn't know Jarvan was bot
No.
side, right? And you guys are trading?
I'm awful at jungle drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what is a common Jarvan opening?
Couldn't tell you.
I mean, I'm guessing that he does a quick like 3, then goes down bot at like 2:30 or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's about 2:45. But yeah, I went over this with someone else.
With me.
Oh, it was you. And you
Yeah,
still don't know?
Hey yo.
Okay.
I said in general, I didn't know it was like
Okay.
You're like 3 camp timing was
So like
2:45.
yeah, like Jarvan wants to hit 3 and then immediately kill someone. Yes?
Yeah.
So he's got the really common opening is both buffs and then 1 camp, usually Gromp. So 3 camp in the bot side, 3 camp in the mid, 3 camp in the top side, all possible.
Yeah.
Now, in this case, if I'm the Jarvan, why do I path bot here? Why would I?
Because our ADC is very low, and that's an opening to
Right. No. But
possibly.
regardless, because he has to make that call at the beginning of the game. Not here, right? So here he made the call to path towards bot side. Why?
Yeah. Because bot has the least mobility out of
Bot has the least mobility.
3 lanes.
And what happened level 1?
The skirmish.
Yeah, skirmish. And you guys blew.
Thing.
Yeah, your support has no sums.
Yeah.
Low mobility too. Now you have sums, right?
Yeah.
But
Minus
he's,
cleanse, but
he's probably, it's a combination of things. He's probably looking at the Renata being like, Renata no flash. We have Ash as like gank setup and Shen E. Could probably kill Renata if I were to path bot. That's what I'm thinking against Jarvan. Number 2, pathing towards top is Jarvan, right? It's a little bit hard versus Gnar because Gnar's a really safe champion. So he's not incentivized to go top, and in addition, he's incentivized to go bot, right? Mid is also an option, but he can hit mid from either side, no matter where he starts. So the path that makes the most sense for him is 3 camp into bot. So if I'm you guys, junglers are mismatched or matched?
mismatch.
Okay. So what does that mean? This goes back to our conversation, if you guys remember, at our last scrim.
It means
What does it mean?
bot side, no trade, top fight.
Okay, very good. So you know that your Rek'Sai is probably going to path top side. Now Rek'Sai could also 3 camp in a bot side. That's an opening he could do. And you know, if it's your jungler, you could figure that out in comms. In here, you don't really know. I honestly don't know what he's going to do. But if he is pathing topside, if you confirm that in game somehow, you ask him or you see what he does, then you play safe. Then you are cognizant of the 245 timing on Jarvan. So, going back to about here. Okay, so he decided to go 3 camps to the bot side, which I think is the correct call. Now, this guy skipped a camp to be here on time. He did literally 2 camps in the bot side, which is a thing that happens, I guess, with Jarvan.
It's just Emerald. I don't know what to tell you.
Here's the fix, I think. Josh, did you tell Dustin about that ward that I told you guys to place? That's really good.
I didn't.
No.
Okay, it's okay.
I actually had a question about that.
Okay. Well, hang on.
I'll ask you later.
Yeah. So, oh no. I didn't talk about this with you guys. This was someone else. But how long does a trigger ward last? Level 1.
Minute.
Minutes? Josh?
Minute 30, I think.
Or
Right?
Dustin? Yeah, minute 30.
Wait, how long does
Trinket
just
ward
a ward?
last. Yeah, trinket ward.
Oh, 2 minutes?
2 minutes? What do we think?
I think it's like a minute 30.
It's a
Somewhere
minute
in
30,
between
yeah.
that.
So
Okay.
ward lasts 90 seconds. And when's the 3 camp timer for Jarvan?
2:45.
Okay, so then say it's 1:30 and you place a ward, do you catch him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because 90 seconds plus 1:30 gets you to 3 minutes. So what I would recommend, every time you're up against these 3 camp junglers, when you're walking into lane, you grab a ward right here at that lily pad.
Yeah. I guess I just don't know what jungler's 3 camp.
Yeah, well now you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, grab the ward right here. You guys can go
Or
even a little bit deeper.
even 2 camp, dare I say it.
Yeah, right. But like the point is, this sort of thing is pretty non-standard. It's really weird for junglers to 2 camp, but it can happen. So you guys need to prepare for it. There are ways to prepare for it. So like, if I've ever had this talk with you guys, like you can play this game with 0 risk. You can make plays that you know will work out 100% of the time, and you will win. It's as simple as that. So like, there's a way to play this scenario without risk, and the way to play it is you get a ward as you're coming in. It will catch his 2 camp. It will catch his 3 camp, right? So that's the way you prevent this from happening. That's sort of like the macro behind this. Now, let's look at this. Additionally, right, like, did you guys know that this guy was going to come bot?
No.
Okay, yeah. So if you didn't know, then you have to play with 0 risk. You have to just not trade. Because you know for a fact, or you don't know for a fact, but you know pretty likely that Jarvan's coming bot. And you're not sure that your jungler could be going topside or not. So you have to kind of play 0 risk there and be like, okay, worst case scenario, what is it? Jarvan comes bot and Rek'Sai can't cover us. Cool. Given that, how do we play the lane? We don't trade. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So is Jarvan's ideal scenario, pretty much. Nice Q there. So, nice dodge. And you just walk it out. Yeah.
No.
Guy
Nice.
comes for the counter. He should wipe here. Nope. Good. Nice try. This guy helps you get it in. Perfect. Yeah, great. So,
Hey.
Jarvan hasn't caught up to the patch notes yet. So,
Oh
why didn't this
God.
gank work? Let's take a look. Because, okay, is their bot lane... Or, okay, yeah, who fucked up? Was the Jarvan right? Was it the Ashe's fault?
It's I think it's Shen.
Okay, you think it's
Well, the
Shen?
Shen doesn't have anything.
Shen has E in 5 seconds.
Actually, no, because he got my flash.
Nope, so Shen goes here. Okay, we already established this was a fuck up because they didn't continue the line. Because they could have burned your flash there, but they didn't. So that was a pretty major fuck up, actually. This guy doesn't know how to play Ashe. But past this... Okay.
Oh.
Is what they're doing correct? Agree or
Yeah.
disagree? Yeah, okay. They're trading
Yeah.
with your bot lane. Now,
Yeah.
you could argue that... Do you remember when I said like the 30% versus 40% thing?
30 versus 40.
So like you take bad
Yeah.
trades, even if it's like short-term bad.
Oh yeah.
So that when your jungler comes, it doesn't matter. Now,
Yeah.
the only optimization you could make here is like, okay, this Shen, I know he doesn't have E, but they don't have the damage to kill the Shen. Well, maybe they do. No. I think what Shen should do is he should walk up. So see how he's not in line with his ADC here? He's breaking the line.
Yeah.
And then see how you guys have like this perfect triangle on him, where both of you can hit him. Yeah, this is bad. So Shen, in my eyes, should be right next to the Renata, drawing aggro, right? Because if they burn everything on the Shen, right, they're not going to kill the Ashe, which is really, really good, because then Ashe can set up the gank. I mean, that's basically it. Like, okay. Watch the Shen, We're here.
Yeah, I space his E pretty poorly before the gank, and then I flash out, and Jarvan just doesn't get anything after that.
Yep. Jarvan's coming. He skipped a camp to be here, right?
Yeah.
So what Shen should do, they just got the slow. Shen should kite downwards, like diagonally downwards, right? So keeping parallel with the Renata while kind of playing at the edge of Kai'Sa's range. So like you see the Ashe auto right now, how it kind of like makes a line. He should be playing parallel to that line downwards. So he should be landing autos, continuing the trade, and then forcing them to make a decision. So either Josh fucking blasts him, and then he doesn't have the damage to kill the Ashe, or they don't blast him, he takes maybe 100, 200 damage, but he lands autos, and more importantly, this is crucial, he's in range when his E comes up. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So if I'm the Jarvan, right, I'm screaming at my Shen to take any fight. Because like, okay, like if you just took Jarvan out of the equation and Shen ran up and like fucking just stayed next to the Renata, obviously it's bad, right? Renata is a level up on him. Obviously it's bad. But because Jarvan's here, Shen should understand that they don't have the damage to kill them, and even if they do, it's bad. Because Ashe will survive. But the important thing is, watch. He backs off here. I think it's bad. Watch what happens. Okay, Dusty, you should be kiting.
Oh.
Okay, I guess he gets your flash anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's target selection. They know that Renata doesn't have flash, so they just look on Renata here. Yeah, Shen should be here, following, still following, right on top of the Renata. When he's in... I mean, he might even land the double taunt if he stayed in. But like, from here, right, I think it's Shen's fault again. Shen should know that this guy is flash, so he's probably out, so just look on Renata. Right, because now they're empty-handed, basically. Yeah. So, like, this is a good learning opportunity. First is losing trade short term means winning trade later on, right? Like, if you guys are... Here, check it out. One more time. Oh, yep. Already watched this. Imagine Shen's here. Imagine Shen's right next to the Renata. You are just running to your turret, Dusty.
Mm.
You're just running. Now, it's because you backed off you here, but like, you would probably be running. Yeah, like, this is a
I
bad
would
position
be
for you guys.
running,
Yeah.
but like Shen did back off, so
Yeah.
I had the space there.
Yeah, it's hard to say, because like, if Shen did this, then you would do a different thing. But the point is like, if you guys backed off when Shen was coming forward, it would be really hard for him to land an E. And so him being next to you kind of ensures that I'll get the E off later. So this is an important concept with like Rel with the mount up, right? So like you go down, you crash down, and you just like stay next to them in certain scenarios so that when you do have the mount up, you just roll them because you're right next to them. Does that make sense? It's that sort of concept where your ability may not be up now, but in 5 seconds it will be. So it kind of feels weird, but you just walk next to them. That's basically it. The last thing is target selection. So if I'm the Jarvan, I'm picking the Shen right now because he fucked up. We knew that Renata didn't have flash, so we should have known.
Yeah.
Like it's a kill Renata versus a flash on Kai'Sa. And then this doesn't happen. This is so bad for them. Yeah. So like Ashe actually kind of played it fine. Yeah, I don't know. What time is it? 51? Okay, we'll go a little more. Don't worry guys, we'll make it to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh baby.
You're gonna take like just because I'm just like a support man, you're gonna take a lot of like my critiques. Just
Oh,
I know you're all
okay.
the best. Like no, this is like a just
Oh, to dust.
And I'm the
Yeah.
ADC player, so he's used to yelling at me. No.
Yeah. Like you guys, I'm probably most qualified to coach you guys, because like I know how Botlane should operate.
Oh, that's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah. So
take it.
like, just remember, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to give you guys.
No, dude,
the
I
best.
got fucking bullied like an hour ago. We're good.
Oh,
So yeah, let's look at this. So both you, every time you leave base, I want you looking at every single lane's wave state. So
Yeah.
what's top lane doing? What's this wave doing?
it's being
Slow
pushed
push
into.
or hard shove. I don't know what he's doing, but he's
Okay.
pushing.
Yeah, so it's gonna push either slow or fast depending on what Rumble does. It's probably just gonna push into his Nars turret, right? And then he's gonna base probably. Mid lane, what is mid lane doing?
It's even, but Rek'Sai wants to gank mid.
Yep. So you're just seeing it, and you're seeing that it's even. That's all I need. And for bot lane, what is this lane doing?
Pushing.
It's yeah.
So what do you anticipate these guys will do? Slow push or fast push?
Fast push and roam, I imagine.
Fast push
If
roam,
they're watching
fast
their
push
map
base.
as well.
Yep. So they're slow pushing.
Yeah.
So okay. So Josh, or sorry, Dusty's about to base. Now, Dusty, if I'm you, I want you to watch this and look at what they do with it. Does it look like they're fast pushing?
No.
Right. If they were fast pushing, Shen would just be full hitting, right? So you read their intent. Now, okay, say Shen shows up and starts blasting. That's different than if Shen does what he does here, which is he just kind of waits. And then again, you're checking. Look at Ashe. She's not hitting. She's just wiggling. They're slow pushing. See that?
Yeah.
So you have time. You have about 30 seconds because they're not going to make a play on this wave. They're going to stack this wave for the next wave that's coming out of base, and then they'll stack it under your tower, and then maybe they have a play to make on your ADC. Okay? But the point I'm trying to make is as a support, you have a timer here. Every time, basically, your default should be you walk out of the base gate towards mid, towards this ramp here, and you wait. Because the amount of time it takes for you to do that path, and then back to try, is about like a little bit, like a tiny bit longer than just if you path straight. So what I'm probably going to see is you're going to path straight to bot, and you guys are just going to jerk off. Am I correct here?
Probably.
I don't remember. It was kind of late.
You guys are bot. You guys are bot.
Oh no, I
Oh,
remember what happened.
this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
This
okay.
is
Was
bad.
this? Oh.
Couple things. Say this doesn't happen. So ignore this right now. Say Shen's still in lane. Are you guys doing anything here?
I didn't want to.
No, right? There's nothing you can do because there's such a large wave. You can't trade with them. Maybe you can try to thin it, but like for the most part, you guys are just sitting at the turret and waiting to collect it. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, second point. Dusty, if you passed where I was pathing, or where I suggested, you'd be here.
Yeah.
And this, if you wipe them here, it's game winning. So you missed an opportunity to win the game here, is what I'm saying. Like they absolutely will never see you coming here, especially in Emerald. Like even in Challenger, I'll sometimes like forget to ping this movement from enemy support, and then I'll get wiped, or they'll get wiped, and then they'll blame me. Really common thing. Like this will work anytime, but every base time you take straight to here. Okay.
I pinged it like 10 times, I promise.
Okay, good. I mean that's good. So that's your default. Now, you probably should think about like, okay, well, when do I need to just beeline bot? In that case, it would kind of be like if they fast pushed this and you were afraid they were gonna dive you or dive your ADC, then you would try to like beeline here on time. Basically, it's whenever your ADC can't farm, you beeline bot. Any other time, you just go to this route. Make sense? Okay. So this happens. I'm not super concerned about it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, this is bad. I remember I didn't want to go. I kind of started pathing back to bot, but then Dustin got taunted, and I was like, oh. And then I greeted the Lex, and I didn't get it.
this is whatever. I don't really care about this. And the reason I don't care about this is because it's like sure, you guys can play it mechanically better, but like,
We just wanted the snack.
yeah, I don't know how to say it. So like pro teams when they do VOD reviews, they don't really talk about mechanics. It's mostly just like, yeah, you fucked up mechanically here. Player says okay, and then they move on. Because like,
yeah.
like me telling you like, yeah, you should have like pressed E here instead of Q. It's pretty low yield in terms of like reproducibility, right? So this fight will probably never happen in this manner again. So like, it doesn't matter if I go over it or not. I can watch it one more time just to see if there's anything generalizable. Here has his vision. You see this? See this? I want to see. Well, Dusty, are you seeing this right now? Like as you're walking the lane?
Probably not.
Ooh.
Otherwise, I would have walked up.
Yeah, you need to be looking at this and pathing up now. Should be here before the Shen. See how Shen moves first? And now you guys are moving when you could have moved 10 seconds earlier. Here, you're here, you're here. You're seeing this, you're seeing that your team wants to go. I think it's actually the correct call for you guys to collapse. Because you have time, right? Like the Ashe is in Narnia. You guys will get there first. You guys can create a numbers discrepancy here and maybe take a fight. Now, yeah. Happening. So you'd be like looping around red right now and you turn the fight. Now, I would expect Dusty to be here, maybe Josh, maybe not. Josh, you could come. It's judgment call.
I don't know, like right here, I saw that the fight was kind of over, so I started pathing back, but then Dustin kind of gets taunted, so I started walking again.
Hang on, I got it.
I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's what I
think
did.
from here, there's nothing to review. I don't really care about what you do from here. I think it's more about like your mid jungle lost the 2v2. How do you best respond to it? Dusty wants to like try to clean it up. You don't want to. It's kind of whatever either way. Actually, it's not whatever. You should have stayed bot.
Yeah.
Missed this. Yeah. So in this case, I would say like, okay. The first thing is the shitty situation shouldn't have been shitty because Dustin should have moved. That's one. The second thing is, given that the situation was shitty and given that Dustin didn't move, what's the next best like move? And the next best move for you, Josh, is to just secure your CS. Realize that if you guys
Okay.
die there, you lose 3 waves, which you kind of did. Okay?
Okay.
So like, solo queue is all about kind of moving on from plays fast and figuring out what the next optimal thing is. Because a lot of things will happen that are far from optimal. Your job is as like, if you want to climb in solo queue, is how to rebound from those plays and make the best decision. So in a certain sense, you kind of have to have like a really bad memory. Like, yeah, so what? This play went wrong. Forgetting about it. Playing the game from here. What's the next best move? Cool. Go collect bot. Huh? And I'll watch a little bit more. Wreck to crash this.
Ooh. I had no word, unfortunately.
Whoa. We are crashing this now, ladies. Zishan, you know your jungler's topside, so your triggers. You know
Okay.
this guy's topside, and you don't know where Jarvan is, so what do you have to assume?
He could be on his
He's
way to
here.
us.
Oh, so you play with no risk, meaning you get this wave in ASAP,
Okay.
right? So like Josh, this is your job as ADC to make the call of what to do with the wave. However, Dusty, you should know this. Both of you should know this, and like remind each other when you slip. Because the difference between crashing this wave and crash the next one is the difference between you guys dying and living. Because you failed to crash this. Now you're here?
I think we live anyway, but...
Okay, yeah, but like this is a... like... this guy's up your ass in like 20 seconds, is my point.
Yeah.
So... if you kind of feel unsafe, better to crash earlier than later. Also, you might have to like... additionally, like... so that's the optimal play, kind of, is like crashing on this wave right here. So like Dusty uses E on the wave, EQ on the wave. You're using like Qs on the wave, Josh. You guys are crashing this. Now, given that that didn't happen, what's the next best play? Well, you guys are here. You see that this guy's coming bot, and you don't know where Jarvan is. So you have to assume he's up your ass right now. So what I would do is you sit kind of far back, like here at this big rock. You ping your Rek'Sai to come, he comes, and you crash the wave in together. Right? Because you guys will win the 3v3 if Rek'Sai's here and you're in the wave. Agree?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the the next best play, given that this went wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Here, you guys crashed it in...
Oh, I lied. We did die.
yeah, you guys super died.
Oh, this was the long chase. Oh my god. I was screaming.
And now it's sort of like, okay, yeah, like bot, they sacked a fair amount there, which, you know, maybe it's probably bad. They shouldn't have chased you. But also now your mistake has bled into mid, right? Because look at what Silas's wave is doing.
Yeah.
Now someone has to fix this. Or, I mean, Silas probably gonna... it's frozen on. This guy's... okay, never mind. It's not frozen on. This guy's... oh my god, and then he dies. Okay. I can't do it. Okay, so learning points from today.